to earn residual passive income. So this kind of money is a money, something you've done once, and you keep making money over and over again for something you did right. So if you look at everything I drew on the board or wrote on the board, there are two most important factors here. The one happening outside of you, the external factors, these things we call them contributing factors. They contribute to your success. They can slow you down, they can delay you, but they can never stop you. They can facilitate it. This is the naira, the dollar, the sun, the moon, all the challenges you see, external factors, your father, your mother, your bishop, your tailor, your pastor, your neighbor, you cannot control them. So these are all called contributing factors. The factor that determine your success is embedded in you. That's the factor that determine your success or your failure. It's called determining factors. What that is called? Determining factors. All of us have two factors inside of us, a winner and a loser, positive and negative. So we need to focus on the winner and the positive and intentionally ignore the negative and the loser inside of us. Those positive factors inside of us are the courage to take action, discipline to follow a process, commitment, determination, vitality, creativity, of course, fidelity. These are the factors that are embedded in you that determines your success. The factors that actually stop men from succeeding in life are also embedded in them. These are the negative factors. We call them fear, doubt, anxiety, anger, bitterness, resentment. These are the factors that stop men from succeeding. So you look at it very well. You are the most important factor. Tell your neighbor, I am the most important factor. Turn to your neighbor, tell neighbor, you are the most important factor. Because wealth does not exceed personal development. So today, we have been on this today, the behavior and beliefs of an entrepreneur. Of course, behaviors and beliefs of entrepreneur. Behaviors and beliefs, or beliefs and behaviors of entrepreneur, of an entrepreneur. So what makes most entrepreneurs? This should be part 3. Part 3. So, okay, he said, easier said than done. Easier said than done. Okay, perfect. So it's about 9 outlines, nine outlines here, and we have done only one or so. Okay, so 1 or 2. So the first one is says from syndrome to syndrome. Okay. The next one says how syndromes are formed. I think we did this yesterday. How syndrome are formed. Okay. So the next one says beliefs and behaviors. Beliefs and behaviors. Okay. The next one is Old versus New Testament. Okay. Number 5, we look at behavioral change. Behavioral change. Okay, number 6, we should look at conscious and unconscious beliefs. Okay, the next one is easier said than done. Number 7, easier said than done. Okay. The next one, the root of all sin. Number 8, the root of all sin. Okay, the next one is number 9 here, 8 syndrome. Okay, perfect. So we started the class by telling us that syndrome is a group of signs and symptoms that occurs together and characterize a particular abnormality or condition. So syndrome is a figurative way to describe a type of pattern of behavior. So you have this, I will do it tomorrow syndrome, always putting today's activities off for tomorrow. We call it procrastination. Syndrome is a set of beliefs that blocks your blessing. Syndrome is a set of beliefs that block your blessing. Stronghold that sabotages your success, and a paradigm or perspective that prohibits your poverty. So we said anything blocking your blessing, sabotaging your success, or prohibit your prosperity is an enemy. So you have to declare war against it, never tolerate it, identify and eliminate it, because it's going to block your blessings, sabotage your success, and prohibit your blessing. So we look at it very well. We said that it is not people, circumstances, or systems and physical realms that block your blessings, sabotage your success, or prohibit your prosperity. But it's a set of beliefs. This set of beliefs, of course, is arranged in your mental, psychology, or intellectual stronghold, because that is where the demonic stronghold are established in the mind of men in terms of their thinking pattern, in terms of the way they think. We call it attitude, the way you think and feel about yourself. So These things are the things we can control, not the things we cannot control. So since these are the things we can control, there is hope for us. So the devil cannot block your blessings, prohibit your progress or prosperity. The only thing he does is that if you entertain wrong belief system, so that is the only hope he has. If you entertain wrong belief system, so he has finally successfully make you your own worst enemy. So our belief systems are our worst enemies. So what the devil does, the devil has been stripped off, they have been stripped up of his powers and authority. So the only power he has is the power of lies. So how does this lies comes? He always have this power of lies through suggestions in a conversation. Suggestions in a conversation. Conversations. So he has this, so it becomes a scenario. Scenario. Okay, let me clean it and write it. So of course what he does is that he starts it, and then so he becomes a stronghold. So that is what he has. He's not the power of lies, and he always bring the lies in terms of conversations. He always brings lies because of conversations. And then also the devil cannot headlock you. He cannot physically block you because he has nothing. There's nothing he can do to block your blessings, prohibit your progress. The devil poison, what is it? Poison, pollute, infiltrate, and infect your mindset. So this whole teaching of this mindset coaching is to help you identify, eliminate those self-limiting beliefs, those self-sabotaging beliefs, those self-destructive beliefs, those self-depreciating beliefs that is blocking your blessings already, and that is sabotaging your success and prohibit your progress. So we now went yesterday to talk about how syndrome is formed. How syndrome is formed is that it starts with suggestions. It starts with suggestions in conversations. So the enemy is the master of suggestions. That's what we discussed. So these suggestions can come from your neighbor, from your father, from your mother. Anybody that is standing to tell you that whatever you are doing will not succeed, and that stand against the truth. Anything that stands against the truth is because it's one of the ways the enemy does. So yesterday we also established one particular fact. We have been talking about it yesterday all our time, most of the time here. That the Bible says something. It says you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. It did not say you shall know the truth. It did not say you shall know the facts. So what you said that not all fact and truth are truth, but all truth are true. For example, the fact is that lion will eat Daniel, but the truth is that he did not eat Daniel. The fact and the truth is that but nobody can walk on water, but the truth is that Christ walked on water. The fact and the truth is that fire will burn Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, but the truth that is not burning. So not all true or facts. The reality you see are of course the fact and the truth you see are truth. So when somebody comes to you and points some fact to you, can't you see your father was broke, your mother was broke, this was not happening. So he wants you to entertain those conversations, but we draw some parameters what should be looking out for in every conversation. Number one, any conversation you want to entertain must definitely be pointing you to going to heaven, about your spiritual growth. And number two, it must improve your life. Number three, it must put money in your pocket. So I tell you, can you imagine Tinubu now? All the discussion on Tinubu policy is not going to take you to heaven. It's not going to improve you as a person. Neither will it put money in your pocket. So what we are trying to say is that the devil has this power of lies, and all these lies the enemy has, it comes to suggestion, and those suggestions comes to tell you you will never be wealthy, you will never be prosperous, you will never be rich, because you don't have the capacity to match your economic strength to carry out your mission and your assignment in life. So you'll not be that person. So those discouragement comes, you sit down, you draw your plan, you do a business plan, you've drawn your risk and risk mitigation, you've drawn your cash flow quadrant, you've drawn your profit and loss. This poultry business will work for me, this fish business will work for me, this business I'm building, the community, the organization will work for me. I'm going to go into plastic production, chair production, pot production, and you figure out your business plan, and you now discuss it with some people that you think they should encourage you, and make sure the plan, they say this will never work, and they'll give you reasons why it will never work. Your great-grandfather was poor. Have you forgotten about that? Your grandfather was poor. Your father is not doing well right now. He's owing debt. You want to become rich, it can never happen. They begin to talk down about your business. They're not going to encourage you. They make sure the little energy you have, they punch the balloons. They come and say, don't you know all women are cheats, which is not a complete statement. Your husband is cheating on you, your wife is cheating on you. They begin to poison your mind. Your pastor, can't you see, he's looking at your mistress? Can't you see your elder at this? All those things that doesn't empower you as a person, doesn't put money in your pocket, doesn't take you to heaven. You should not entertain it. We also establish the fact that bad communication corrupt good manners. So we also discuss that the devil may suggest to you, because you are that there are forces. That's what you normally say. There are forces against you. There are forces and factors against you. There are village people against you. That's what the devil normally use. We don't get there are forces against you right now. there are factors that are working against you. There are village people that are against you. The enemy comes with these suggestions. So, and then over which you have no control. So can't you see? You don't know over the demons. You don't have control over it. But he will never tell you that you were lifted far above principalities and powers. He will never tell you that. The devil may suggest to you that the reason you will never prosper in life is because you are not worthy of prosperity. That you have felt God yourself in a particular way. That makes you a failure. But even if you fail in a particular thing, that doesn't make you a failure. So we also went on to discuss that the devil may suggest to you that when a project or initiative you initiate fail, that you are a failure. But it's not true. That you do not pass a subject in a class, you have a carryover, doesn't make you a failure. You pass so many subjects, you've succeeded in so many things. So these are the things that he brings. He always brings them as a suggestion. Turn on suggestion in a conversation. So initially, it's just a suggestion. And if you entertain those negative suggestions, it becomes a scenario. Turn on scenario. So those scenarios, if entertained, a scenario simply means you made a movie in your theater of your mind. You made a movie of your mind. You made a movie in the theater of your mind. And those movies, as you begin to watch the movies in your mind, it's beginning to grip your imagination. Once it grips your imagination, as you're watching the movie, if you fail in your imagination, you begin to see it difficult. You begin to find difficult in real life. So it will find it difficult to see yourself winning, progressing, accelerating, succeeding. You just cannot see yourself doing, even if other people are doing it. You don't just believe you can be successful as an individual. So that when you now believe that you cannot succeed again because somebody suggests something to you that wasn't empowering to you, what is empowering to you, and you believe that negative thing, you believe in a lie. You believe in a lie because it becomes a stronghold. Your suggestion becomes a scenario. Your suggestion in the conversation becomes a scenario, and your scenario becomes a stronghold in your mentality and goes unchanged. So you should not entertain negative conversation because you may never understand the extent that conversation will go to being a stronghold in your mind. So if you believe in a scenario that people say believe in a lie, that means it becomes a stronghold in your mind. It's not embedded in your subconscious mind. It becomes difficult for you to even practice the good thing. Remember, the result of your life is a total print out from your imagination. Whatever you imagine, whatever embedded in your subconscious mind is made manifest in your action. Remember, whatever you can understand consciously, you can explain it. Whatever you can understand subconsciously shows in your actions and your activities. So even if you are consciously saying it, you say things like, I will try this business, I will try. So we say that I will try is the weakest level of commitment. I will try. Poor people always say, I will try. I will try. That's how you know a poor man. When a poor man is giving the first thing is the weakest level of commitment. Average men will tell you, I will do my best. I will do my best. That is an average man. Because of course, the strong and wealthy and successful men will always tell you, I will do whatever it takes. I will do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Now, any man that tells you, I will do whatever it takes, that man is ready to succeed in life. You know why? Because you cannot beat a man who never give up. You can never beat a man who never give up. You see a man that doesn't give up, he always progressively innovating, improving himself every day, showing up at the duty post every day. Give that man time. As far as he's open to learning, as far as he's open to improvement, okay, it will definitely succeed. So don't say the word I will try, because if you use the word I will try, what you're trying to tell us is that nothing is going to work for you. So that I will try that business, I will try that marriage, I will try that relationship. That means you're already making a plan to say nothing is work for me. That's what is simply, because anything that happens, you are giving it. Say, me and try. I'm giving it a try. So I'm very sure it will not work for me. I will try simply means you're always going to be back to square one. So you already know that deep inside of you, I'm going to be back to square one. So let me just try. Because that's what it simply means. So you don't use I will try whenever you are determined to succeed, whenever you have the courage to take the action, whenever you have the discipline to follow the process of transformation. That's when you don't say I will try. You say I will do my best no matter what it takes. I mean, I will do whatever it takes. Not I will do my best. I will do my best for average men. That's why men that say I will do my best, they can struggle for some time, but I can tell you most of the time, they'll say I did my best now. You see it in their language because you always manifest it. So the third thing when you say I will try is that you are trying to tell yourself, I will work for others. It will work for others, but it may not work for me. So that's where we stopped yesterday. Yes or yes? Yes. So we did not finish the particular training which says how syndromes are formed. Although we have discussed it, how syndromes are formed is because it comes in a suggestion, in a conversation, becomes a movie in the theater of your mind, and you begin to imagine it, and then it becomes a stronghold. But I need to give you a practical example, and I call it the fall of man. Let's see how it works in the fall of man. Write on your note, the fall of man. The fall of man. So how did this thing happen in the fall of man? It happened because the fall of man was a result of a conversation. Write it down. The fall of man was as a result of a conversation in which his beliefs about God and the consequences of his action will change. The fall of man was the result of a conversation, or we put it like this: the fall of man was a result of suggestion in a conversation. Put it like that. The fall of man was as a result of a suggestion in a conversation. The fall of man was as a result of a suggestion in conversation. The fall of man was the result of suggestion in a conversation in which his beliefs about God and the consequence of his action was changed. Full stop. The fall of man was as a result of suggestion in a conversation in which his belief about God and the consequences of his action was changed. So you can imagine that. So any man that succeeded in life was because his belief was changed in the conversation. Any man that fell in life was that his belief also was changed in the conversation. Whichever conversation, why the one you observe, because you don't learn by observation, you don't learn by inspiration, you learn by observation. I said the fall of man was as a result of a conversation, a suggestion in the conversation in which his belief about God and the consequence of his action was changed. So full stop. Write this one boldly. If I've not written anything today, write this one boldly. Very interesting, right? A man's belief was changed in a suggestion in a conversation. Man belief was changed in a suggestion in a conversation. Full stop. Even if you are repeating the statement 50 times, we repeat it because it's a model of learning, repetition. So man's belief was changed in a suggestion in a conversation. Man's belief was changed in a suggestion in a conversation. So whether you be a millionaire, successful man, a creator, it's going to be as a result of suggestions in conversations that you entertain, that eventually you accept to play a movie, create a movie in the theater of your imagination that finally becomes a stronghold that becomes unchanged. So I'll give you three things the enemy did under the fall of man. So you write number one here. Number one, right under the fall of man, we are still here. How syndrome are formed. Let's see. I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3. So let's do the first one. Number one, right on that was me in that conversation. But number two, what happened? Let's see number two. Number one was just a suggestion in a conversation. Number two, look at what happened in number two. Number two, the suggestion has become a scenario. The suggestion becomes a scenario. Put it like that. Suggestion becomes a scenario and begin to take its root in if imagination. The suggestion becomes a scenario and begin to take root in if conversation, in if imagination, or in her imagination. The suggestion that the serpent gave, or the darkness, or the enemy gave, becomes a scenario. The suggestion in that conversation becomes a scenario and begin to take its root in if imagination, or in her imagination. So the imagination of that conversation it becomes a scenario number two, and begin to take its root in the imagination, in her imagination, or if imagination. How? Look at it now. Write it down in your notes. She is imagining what life could be like on the other side of the forbidden fruit. That's the first thing she did. She's imagining what life could be like on the other side of the forbidden fruit. She begins to imagine it. In fact, the Bible says something that she saw that the fruit was good. Begin to imagine it, begin to play the movie. So I say you should write it down that she is imagining what life could be like on the other side of the forbidden fruit. This was the problem. The devil suggested she look at it and she begin to imagine. That is the wahala. So the same thing. They want to embark on a project, relationship, business, investment. Suggestions will be made by negative people, and I'll tell you how to catch them red-handed. And just take a walk. You're not going to die. So it's not every conversation you entertain. If you want to go far in life, you don't listen to negative opinion, because people's opinion don't pay your bills. Tell your neighbor. People's opinion don't pay your bills. So you can't be going forward looking backward. You fall inside the pit. I said she begin to imagine what life could be like on the other side of the forbidden fruit. If you are with me, shall I? Write this one down again. That's full stop. She's looking at the fruit and seeing it as more beautiful than the other fruit in the garden. She's looking at the fruit and she's seeing it as more beautiful than other fruits in the garden. This fruit has been there all this while. This instruction was this why. She never imagined it. She never created any picture in her mind, no movie. But the problem now is that the devil has suggested to her in a conversation she's not supposed to entertain. So she began to look at the fruit, seeing that as more beautiful than every other fruit in the garden, full stop. This is how the whole thing started and become a scenario. So she began to imagine, wow, this fruit is very wonderful. It's beautiful. Can you imagine if I eat it, I'm going to be wise as God? Forgetting everything God told her and believe in a lie. When you believe in a lie, this is what happened. I said you should write down. She's looking at the fruit, seeing it as more beautiful than every other fruit in the garden. You have written that one down, shall I? So, number three. Write it like this. At that point, she believed. She believed it at that point. Just right. At that point, she believed it. So she has believed in a lie because she has created a movie in her mind. So at that point, she believed it and acted upon it, and it becomes a stronghold. This was the problem. So it just came as a suggestion. She looked at it. It was beautiful. At that point, she believed it. At that point, she believed it and acted upon it, and it becomes a stronghold. This was the big challenge. So she believed it and acted upon it, and it becomes a stronghold, because your beliefs controls your behavior. Whatever you believe, God determines what you do. That's what I'm talking about. The beliefs and the behavior. So to beliefs and behavior. Let me change this. So to believe first, belief and behaviors of an entrepreneur, because whatever you believe is going to control your behavior. Beliefs and behavior. So of an entrepreneur. So whatever she believed, and she began to imagine it, then it becomes a strong. The same thing about wealth and success. The day you start believing that you're successful, touch your neighbor, then I'm a success. Touch yourself, say I'm a millionaire. You begin to play the movie, it becomes a stronghold. She acted upon it, and it becomes a stronghold. So, and that is number one. It was a suggestion. Okay, so the fall of man was a result of a conversation, right? Okay, let's write something very important. We are done with the three, but you need to take these two notes down. Write it down. The message is clear. Just continue down, but not under, I'm done with 1, 2, 3, but just write this one down. The message is clear. If you successfully change someone's belief, you will successfully change their behavior. The message is clear. If you successfully change someone's belief, you will successfully change their behavior. So that is what the enemy does. It makes you believe on facts, on true, and not on truth. The message is clear. If you underline the word, if you successfully change someone's belief, you will successfully change their behavior. Check it out. Let somebody believe I'm a success, the way he will act is different. Let somebody believe listen, but don't write this one down. In Genesis 3, we saw the devil change the behavior, the good behavior of Eve to a bad behavior in Genesis 3. So if you can change someone's bad behavior, you can beliefs, you can change his behaviors too. So write this one down. The origin of sin was unbelief. Understand the word unbelief. The origin of sin was unbelief. It wasn't that they ate the fruit. The point was they did not believe God again. The origin of sin was they stopped believing on the truth and start believing a lie. The origin of sin was unbelief. This is what happened. So you want to go into a business, please don't believe anything that is against your success in that business. You want to go to a marriage, don't believe anything that's against your success in that marriage. But I'm picking some of these things to share with you. That is just the tactics of the enemy. His tactics is always lies. And those lies comes in conversations. And they come with people that is very close to you. Okay, now look at this. I told you Christ was asking question, who do men say I am? This one said prophet, this one said Elijah, this one said Peter now said, you are the sons of God, you are son of God. And he said, flesh and blood have not revealed this to you. The next chapter, Christ was talking about how he will die on the cross. Peter now said, it's not going to happen. He said, get thee behind me, Satan, because it's still the same suggestion that it's not going to happen. So all those things that you already sit down, design your life, and you go out there, somebody is telling you you cannot make it in life, begin to remind you of your past failures in life. That person is a devil. Just keep quiet and take a walk. Take a walk. Don't entertain, because the origin of sin was unbelief. Write this one down. It was disbelieving God that led Adam and Eve to eat the forbidden fruit. It was disbelieving God. They did not believe God anymore. They believed the enemy. That was the problem. Because if they did not believe the enemy, they will not eat it. So they did not believe God. I said the origin, it was Disbelieving God, right? That it was disbelieving God that led Adam and Eve to eat the fruit. So it's not eating the fruit that is the problem first. Something preceded eating the fruit. Something happened before they ate the fruit. That thing that happened is that they stopped believing truth and start believing fact and truth, lies. So that was the problem. The point that the day you start believing lies in your life, anything that is not truth, the truth said that you are the head and not the tail. Why not believe that one? You are the light of the world, believe that one now. You are the salt of, believe that one now. You are still far above principle and power, believe that one now. Believe that one now. You don't want to believe that one. It's even everything about God in the New Testament, coming to that, is new life, is belief. That all things are possible to those that do what? Believe. It's not about those that behave. Those that do what? All things are possible. These are some things, quarter things, 50%, only finance, only relationship, only investment. Everything to those that do what? Because beliefs control your behavior. The way you come late shows me your belief system. The way you do things, send text, make call, do your business, show me your belief. I don't need to pray and fight. I know your belief system by your actions. Then actions. Action simply reveals your belief system, because wherever a man's heart is, so is, of course, his mind will be also, his hand will be also. So the fact that your belief make manifest in your behavior. Turn up behavior. Trying to change someone's behavior without his belief system is just a sabotage. I'm going to come to this. Trying to change a fruit without the root. I'm coming to that very soon. So you can understand, our major problem is not our behavior. Our major problem is belief system. Turn on belief system. How can somebody go to church and they carry olive oil and they pour your head and they say tomorrow morning you'll be a pilot, and you are shouting amen, 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 fire. Now you've not gone to aviation school, no knowledge. If they give you the private jet, you collapse with it, crash. Yes or yes? You go to church, they carry olive oil and pour your, tomorrow you'll be a chief judge of private state. No law school. See, faith without work is dead. If they pray for you, you must go to law school. Yes or yes? You're going to take place to become a chief judge. So you believing that tomorrow you'll be a chief judge without law school, no training, no processes, it's not going to happen. So that's how to just wait and see God. God, come and go to school for me. No. Faith without work is dead. Body without spirit is dead. So as you believe, take action. Take action. That action shows us that you believe that you're going to be a chief judge by taking action to write WAEC, write JAM, get admission to UNIO, study law. That action you take shows us that you believe that you'll be a chief judge. Yes or yes? If you don't take those actions, it shows us that you don't believe, because it's a faith without work is dead. I'm coming to all those ones. So I want to establish the fact that this believing God that led Adam and Eve to eat the forbidden fruit. A lot of people think, don't write this one down. A lot of people think that the origin of sin is eating the fruit. No. Something preceded eating the fruit, and that thing was believing a lie, believing someone else, believing something else other than what God says about you. So all you should believe is the truth. They're not truth. Stop believing on true and fact, because some people are very good in fact. See, they will analyze the fact, and it's truly the fact. The economy is bad. Oh, the fuel is going up. Yesterday we bought fuel 900 naira. Dollar is 1,610 naira. Blah blah blah. Don't start that business. Don't do this thing. Somebody put on the internet yesterday. I was just scrolling down. He said, "You don't have the 4 million naira. Don't marry." You know, someone will not say, "Thank God, I don't get 4 million naira, so no marriage for me." Liar. Imagine that kind of thing. So, so it's, you know, these are all facts now. It's fact that 4 million naira could be the minimum to can do, because price about 80 something thousand, when minimum wage is 70,000. They're trying to even implement. Can you imagine that? So these are all facts and truth, but they are not truth. So not all true and true are truth, but all truth are what? True. So believe on the truth, because the Bible says, "Shall know the truth, and it shall set you free." Not make you free. Not true. So I want us to establish something very interesting. But listen, don't write here. God said to them, "Of the truth that is in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you shall not eat of it, because the day you eat of it, you shall surely die." The devil came and suggested to them that you shall not surely die in a suggestion, in a conversation, and they entertained the conversation, and it forms a scenario which they acted upon the scenario on the suggestion, and becomes a stronghold. Write this one on your note. The origin of sin was believing in a lie. The origin of sin was believing a lie. This is it. So in businesses, I've been trying these things. You talk to somebody, he's powerfully empowered. He said, "Yes, I'm going to be a millionaire." And the person left, and then somebody that's broke and poor outside tell him, "You cannot." So they return back to me, "Mentor, you told me I'm going to be a millionaire." I said, "You're a millionaire." He said, No. My neighbor told me I'm a poor man. I said, "Whose are you going to believe? Me or your neighbor?" He said, "My neighbor is telling me the fact now. My grandfather was broke." I said, "Calm down. Does your neighbor have a car? No. Does he have a land? No. Is he a tenant? Yes. Has he made 100 million before cash?" He said, "No." I said, "Me, I've made 500 million cash. I've traveled around the world. I've bought a car. I've done that. I've done that. So me that achieved that thing, success leave clues. I have clues. Success are predictable. Have systems that will help you achieve where I am. I can drag you to where I am. So don't believe a poor man. Believe a success. You say, we're also say me. That try to convince me to believe that lie. The day you buy the life of a poor man, that for some people drag you to that level. You know, you need to know about poor people. Poor people are like crap. There's something called crap mentality. What I say it's called? The mentality says that is in it. You go to here, there are crabs. So put one crab in a basket, give it 5 minutes, the crab will come out of the basket. But once you put 2-3 crabs from the basket or a bezel, none of them will come out. Do you know why? Ask me why. When one of them make effort to come out, they will pull him back. Go to Lagos and come back. Go to the bank. All of it will be complete. Because when someone wants to succeed, they will pull you. But that's why it's very bad when you're successful. Leave poor neighborhood. Everywhere in the world, I've traveled around. I've seen that everywhere in the world, they always have this a particular side of the community for the successful men and part of the poor people. That's why you see in New York, we have things like shelter, a housing or something where the rich just go and put it. In Simuyo, they put a price of land 40 million naira, so the poor man will not be able to afford it. You know why? We don't want to stay around poor people. You see, look at a thousand now. Just 5 minutes from a thousand. Enter, just cross 2 lanes. Just cross 2 lanes. Enter, just around here. Just enter Ifa. You just see land now. So land of 7 million, 8 million in Ifa. Yes or yes? See Ifa, see shelter. Yes or yes? Go to shelter now, 40 million, 30 million. But we just put, it's 10 million, in 5 minutes. But we reach the price of life because we don't poor people to stay around. You know why? Poor people have negative energy. When they're sleeping at night, they are dreaming witchcraft, poverty. So we don't want that dream to interfere with our dream system. When a rich man is sleeping, he's thinking millions, abundance, and abundance. So the transmission center of the frequency should not, is error. That is why when you are successful, leave poor neighborhood. Please, leave poor. There's a book you read called The Secrets of the Millionaire's Mind. The guy talk about a particular story, how you drive a wonderful car to a poor neighborhood. They throw stones, scratch the car. Yes or yes? They don't carry poor car. They like their own. They identify with themselves. Poor people like themselves. You know, they welcome their own. So that's it. The worst thing is to be successful and still in the poor neighborhood because their poor neighborhood, they will finish you. So leave them alone. See, there's no need to manage poverty. They basically to cure poverty, not cure. I'm coming to that. I told you to write something down your note. The origin of sin was believing what? A lie. Even if you have not written it into this, comment for me on the chat box or the online community. Here we are. The origin of sin was believing a lie. Anything that is not empowering you is a lie. Anything that is not taking you to heaven is what? A lie. Anything not putting money in your pocket is what? A lie. Write this one down. The origin of sin was unbelief and believing a lie. So write this one down. We need to examine the moral implication of doubt. We need to examine the moral implication of doubt, fear, and procrastination. I will tell you. Write it down. We need to examine the moral implication of doubt, fear, and procrastination. We need to examine the moral implication of fear, doubt, procrastination. So you can see that, don't write this one, but listen to me. The hesitation and our unwilling to follow through the biblical strategy for success, our unwilling to practice the principle of proceed prosperity. Okay, we need to examine that. I will come to do that. But let me write this one down your notes again. Our unwillingness to practice the principles that produce prosperity, our unwillingness to practice the principle that produce prosperity, our unwillingness to practice the principle that produce prosperity, our unwillingness to practice the principle that produce prosperity clearly tells us our belief system. Our unwillingness to practice the principle that produce prosperity clearly indicates our belief system. You're telling somebody, read book. If you read books, professional books, but wealthy man write books. Poor men never write books of poverty. That's it. So I said our unwillingness to practice the principle that produce prosperity clearly shows us our belief system, or clearly identify our belief system. So you're telling a man, come and learn. Come and write. Come and read book. The man says, I don't want. He simply tells you, the man doesn't want to follow the process. He's still really on lock. I want Buhari to give me money. I'm believing that someone will dash me money. Poor men, they beg for items, things they can see. Wealthy men beg for ideas, and ideas rules the world. So there are excuses in business. Excuses in business. Don't write this one down. People give excuses in business, in investment, in being an entrepreneur, supporting church, supporting businesses, supporting things. Those excuses shows us our moral implication that we are doubting, we don't believe, that we lack confidence in what that we do, that will follow bring of prosperity. It shows us the origin of lie. I think we should write this one down or not. Write it down. I've said you should write before, but write it down again. We need to examine the moral implication of doubt, of doubting God. Write it this way. We need to examine, write it this way again. Don't worry, it's a repetition, but it's fine. Write it again. We need to examine the moral implication of doubting God, comma. We need to examine the moral implication of doubting God, comma, disbelieving God, and putting your confidence. We need to examine the moral implication of doubting God, comma, disbelieving God, and putting your confidence and faith in a lie. We need to examine the moral implication of doubting God, comma, disbelieving God, and putting your confidence and faith in a lie, because this is the origin of sin and the mother of every other sin. I'm going to prove it to you. We need to examine the moral implication of doubting God, comma, disbelieving God, and putting your confidence, comma, we need to examine the moral implication of doubting God, comma, disbelieving God, comma, putting your confidence and faith in a lie. Putting your confidence and faith in a lie, because this is the origin of sin and the mother of every other sin. And the mother of every other sin. So, we need to examine the moral implication of doubting God, disbelieving God, putting your confidence and faith in a lie, because this is the origin of sin and the mother of every other sin. So you see, this thing now, belief is a root and behavior is a fruit. Belief is the cause and behavior is effect. We live in the world of cause and effect. Belief is a disease and behavior is the symptoms. So, and you know, I don't want to go there because my time is fast spent. Tomorrow I will start from here. Belief and behavior. Tomorrow. And I will tell you so many things, regardless of the whether the behavior is good or bad, empowering or disempowering, wise or foolish decision, constructive or destructive decisions, is as a result of beliefs in all human behavior. Is a set of belief system that block your blessing, set of belief system that block your abundance, and it's the what I call it, the how do I put it, that sabotages your blessing, stronghold that sabotages your success, and perspective that prohibits your prosperity. So the thing that is sabotaging people's success is not that, but this will kill them for road. Now this stronghold where you don't believe, say nobody can make it, nobody can succeed. And if you are, the confession of your mouth, we poor people, we poor masses, all those things block your blessings, sabotage your success, prohibit your prosperity and progress. So we don't have to, this teaching is to help you deal on the root, the cause, and the diseases. Is to take it, put the axe on, because if you try to focus on the effects, the symptoms, it will still there, it will still come out again now. So by the time you keep somebody here, you call somebody, sit him down, try to tell him, see, becoming an entrepreneur is very good, it's capital intensive, but you have a project for you to start with less than 70,000, but you have to follow a process of 15 days, you have books to read. He doesn't want to follow the process of prosperity, he doesn't want to read. He said, must I read to succeed? Okay, money there for book. This, you've not been reading, your life is not getting better. If you read, you become better. See, if you're telling me that becoming literate is expensive, let us try literacy. Let us know the one that's more expensive. Tell you that becoming rich is difficult. Let us try poverty. Let's know the one that's more difficult. So I tell somebody, see, what brought you to poverty, what brought you to a struggling state in your life, it took you 15 years, 10 years to be where you are now. So your success will not happen in an event. It's not going to be an event. It's not going to be a day something. You have to take us some process, 15 days to help you out. You must come to Millionaire School. You must learn. He said, and he's busy. Everybody, he's been busy all this while from January to August. You don't get 15 million for account. You don't get 20 million for account. You don't even get 10 million. 10 million, 5 million, you don't get. 2 million, you don't get. Even 1 million, you don't get. Maybe you don't get to. You know, so when person don't get money, that person is broke. When the person know, if you not get money, you see the, oh, that is broke it. They not broke it. The person has left broke stage. He's not broke it. Okay, the money is not even the factor. How many lives have you touched? How many lives have you impacted? Because the significance of your life is going to determine by the life you touch and impacted to become successful. How many people can come and say, okay, they made two, they bought a car, they made two, they buy a land, they made two, they accepted Christ, they made two, their life become better. Nobody says good thing about you. Every time you are always angry, hot, every time vex, vex, vex. See, hot people hurt others. Good people give good to others. People that are happy give happiness. You cannot give what you don't have. I keep saying this. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You can never pour anything from an empty cup. So you must fill the cup with something. So there's something that's filled in your life already. That is sabotaging your success. So most entrepreneurs that venture into business, what sabotages their success in business is their belief system. That they know that, okay, I will be a local champion. Tell him, scale your business 10x, 20x. Let's see your business plan. They will give you reasons. You know, when somebody doesn't have reasons to take action, they have reason to take action. We call them excuses. They'll give you excuses. Excuses are the currency we used to buy failure. What did I say? Excuses are the currency we used to buy failure. And every poor man uses excuses to explain himself. You know, we are poor, weather was hard, rain was falling, things was difficult for me. They want you to believe that they are negative. Don't believe poor man excuses. So they like to explain poverty. Tell your neighbor, don't explain poverty. Then you don't hear. Tell your neighbor, don't explain poverty. So tomorrow we'll start from here. Beliefs and behavior. We have to take a look at this. That you want to actually change the result of your life, you have to change your belief system, because that is what controls the fruit. This is the best we can take today. It's already 9 o'clock, so we always tell us the class is 8 to 9. So this morning, oh, okay, 2 minutes to 9. So I think let's stop. So please, online community, don't get involved in a business without a mentor. The truth of the matter is that mentorship is a legal shortcut to success. He that stands on the short mentors will see far. See you at the top. See you tomorrow. God bless you. Really good. For the rest of us that are here, please.